1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz.
Welcome back to the Football Referee with Emmy Hickins, Trevor Gear, and Femi Madariola.
I suppose he's spreading the criticism amongst the whole team, but maybe it's not the wisest thing to do. Maybe he does it more towards the owners, the board, to say, look, I'm struggling because a lot of these players they're not up to scratch for whatever reason. They're not good enough. So he wants a change in personnel. I mean, there's been nothing, as far as I know, in the January window so far. Actually, it's been very little activity that I can see around the Premier League generally in that. And January is a bit like that. Teams don't always acquire specifically great new players in the January window. But yeah, so I'm not quite sure. I have a hunch from what I see of Amorim, and of course I don't know the man or his methods. We talked earlier on another podcast about first impressions. My impression of him is that he's a good football man. He's a decent man, who I think he has been successful, and I think he has every chance of being successful if they give him some time. And I like to think they will give him time, because otherwise Man United are on this roller coaster of taking on managers and sacking them very quickly, like one or two other teams have done over the years, and it's not the right thing to do. They've chosen him. They should stay, in my view, keep the belief they had in him when they took him on, give him a chance to show what he can do. And the best example of the sense in doing that was Alex Ferguson himself, because he went to Man United in 1986, I believe it was, and his first trophy, and I hate to say this, but it was against Crystal Palace in the 1990 FA Cup final, where there was a replay. I went to both those games at Wembley. I think it was 1990, and that was his first trophy. And on the way to the final, they were drawing or possibly losing with like 5 or less minutes to go. Right. In the last minute, they got an equaliser, and then in the replay, they won and went on to meet Palace in the final. That was a replay when they used to have replays of the final, and then they won the cup. I remember Brian Robson, their captain, holding the cup aloft, and that was Ferguson's first trophy, the beginning of years of dominance. But if the board had sacked him, and it was said at the time that had they have gone out of the FA Cup when they were losing just before the end, he would have been sacked. Now, we don't know whether that's true, but it seemed to be true at the time. But they stuck with him after 4 years of mediocrity, which is by today's standards, you would never be given that amount of time. If you've got 4 months, you'd be lucky. But he's a good example of...
We're going to take a short break now. The Football Ref will be back shortly. You're listening to the Football Referee with Emmy Hickins, Trevor Gear, and Femi Madariola. The Football Referee will be back shortly. Please stay tuned. The Football Referee is looking for sponsors. If you're a business out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you offer, please get in touch on our website, deepstuffrecords.com. And also, if you're looking to get involved on this show, please reach out via our Facebook page, Deep Stuff Radio or Deep Stuff Records. Thank you.
Say hello to old Mimi, Dr. Gladys and Rose, 3 beautiful ladies who join us on our shows. There's one other bro, sometimes joins us on the show. His contribution's thoughtful and smart. Femi is his name. He likes to play our game, and his smart solutions come right from the heart.